there, I'm Ranger Erin, and today we're asking the question of what do I do if someone is hurt? So we're going to be talking about first aid that you, a kid, can do. So anytime that we're out here hiking around in the forest, we always can get a few bumps and scrapes. That's always a possibility. So it's good to know how to help either yourself or anybody that you're out hiking with when they get hurt. So the first thing that you need to know, and this is going to be true for any type of situation, the first thing to do is to stay calm. And one good way to do that is to take a nice, deep breath. So we're going to stay calm, we're going to stay focused on what's happening around us, and you're going to keep yourself safe while you are helping somebody else. The second thing that you're going to do in any situation is that you are going to get a grown-up for help. So if you are playing with your siblings and you get a little bit further away from your parents, you're going to run to your parents for help. You're going to immediately go to your grown-up. And if it's your grown-up that gets hurt, you can grab their phone and you can always call 911. So you can get some other grown-ups involved who are going to be able to help you. So first off, stay calm. Second off, call for help. Get your grown-up, call 911, and those are going to be the best two things that you can do in any type of situation. Now we're going to talk about a few different things that you can do, a few different situations. So the first situation we're going to talk about is a small cut, a small scrape. And when somebody has a small scrape or a small cut, you want to make sure that you wear gloves. So you're going to protect yourself when you're helping somebody else to clean that up. Once you get gloves on, you can go ahead and start to help them. So we're going to clean off their scrape, use soap or water, just like we treat our hands all the time. Soap and water is a great way to clean off a scrape. If you don't have soap and water, clean water nearby, so we don't just want to use creek water. If you don't have clean water nearby, you can always use a little antiseptic wipe. So that's going to be one of those clean wipes that we have. We're going to clean it off, even if it stings. It's really important to make sure that it's clean. And then you're going to put the bandage on top of it to cover the whole scrape or the whole cut. And you're going to be really careful not to touch the bandage and not to touch the cut or the scrape. The second situation that might come up is a lot of blood. So maybe not just a small cut, but maybe a bigger cut. And what you're going to do there, again, make sure you're protecting yourself. You want to put on those gloves after you've already made sure that a grown-up is aware and a grown-up is coming on the way. Or if you're helping that grown-up, you're going to take, again, that nice clean bandage or a clean cloth, and you're going to put it over top of it and you're going to press on it nice and hard. Our third situation we're going to talk about is a bump to the head. So our heads are really important to us because our heads are where we keep our brains. And our brains are super important to our bodies. So any bump to the head we want to know about immediately. So even a small bump, make sure that you're telling your grown-ups. Make sure you're letting them know that a bump happened. And then from there, the first aid that you want to do is just going to be to keep an eye on them. So you're going to notice if your friend is suddenly feeling kind of dizzy, like they're having a hard time walking, they can't walk a straight line anymore. If they were really active before and then they get suddenly tired, that might be something that you want to make sure that an adult knows about. And then the last thing is if they get kind of sick to their stomachs, if they're just not feeling very well after they get that bump to the head, that's another sign that maybe their brain is hurting a little bit and that they need some more help than something that we could give. And that last situation we're going to talk about is fire. So maybe you're having a campfire somewhere, and we all know we got to keep our distance from fire, but sometimes sparks do jump out and they could get on your clothes. And what you need to do is you need to stop everything immediately, drop to the ground, and then roll around until that fire has been put out. And if it's not you that those clothes caught on fire, you need to stay calm, help your friend through it, tell them to stop, drop, and then roll around until that fire is put out. And then for dressing that, we want to cool it down. So make sure you're not really putting anything on top of that except cool, clean water. You're going to cool it down to kind of stop that burning, and then dress it very, very lightly with a bandage. So these are just a few common things that might happen Of course, we're always going to be safe out here, but even then some accidents happen, and it's good to know a little bit of first aid, and that is going to be that care that you give to somebody, you know, right after that they get hurt, before they're going to be going to the doctor or anything like that. It's the first aid that you give. For your first activity, you're going to ask your adult to help you make a first aid kit to take out hiking. So you're going to go with your adult to the store and you're going to pick out a few items and assemble a first aid kit that you and your whole family is going to know where it's located in your house, and then you can take it out with you when you go out on hikes. Something that's nice and easy to transport and doesn't have to be pretty. You saw mine's not very pretty. We'll take a look at what I have in mind to give you some ideas about what you want to put in yours. First thing that I want you to notice, you're going to have some type of outer bag, and I'm just using a big plastic bag and I've got it labeled so that everybody knows that this is my first aid kit. Inside of it, I've got it organized into smaller bags. I've got bandages in a whole bunch of different sizes because cuts and scrapes come in big and small sizes. A few more larger bandages. For those head bumps and elbow bumps, I've got these cold packs. These are chemical cold packs that when you break them and shake them up, they're going to get cold. It's a really great thing to put on your bumps and bruises. I've got some cleaning pads in here, as well as some candies. So you can definitely ask your parents, make sure you got some candies in there. Those are good to, if you get kind of lightheaded when you're hiking, it's good to have a little bit of sugar available to kind of perk you back up. More bandages. In this bag, I've got clean gloves. So we always want to protect ourselves when we're doing first aid. So make sure you've got a pair of gloves that are easy to get to. Could be any color. These are black, but they're going to be some type of vinyl or latex glove that are going to protect you. And then last, but still very important, you're going to have a trash bag. And that way, when you get done with those dirty wipes or your bandage wrappers, you have some place to put it. You stick it inside that trash bag, and it's not going to get the rest of your stuff dirty, and you can just throw it away when you get home. For our next activity, we're going to practice putting on a bandage. So I've got somebody who is going to practice on me, and he is wearing some gloves to protect himself. He's going to be really careful to not touch the bandage part of this adhesive bandage. So he's going to peel away the plastic without ever touching the bandage. He's going to put it on my imaginary cut. All right, and then pressing down on the bandage, he's going to peel away the plastic on either end. Well done. Practice that as many times as you like until you feel really confident putting on a bandage. Thanks for joining me. I'll catch you all next time.